Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame. We find ourselves once again delving into the wonderful world of the Commodore 64. A stone-cold classic of a platform. Again, I grew up with the Atari series of home computers, the 400 and then the 800. My second cousin had a Commodore 64, and I saw it years later. The Amiga was probably out or very close to out by this point, but I saw it. I saw the games that he had, and I knew I needed to upgrade, even though, if you think about it, the Atari 800 and the Commodore 64 are not that dissimilar in terms of time frame and generation and all of that. But my next computer would end up being a Commodore 128. Now, the 128 mode was pretty much useless. And so you shove a fast load cartridge in the back of a 128 and it'll automatically boot up to C64 mode and let you enjoy those games. And, a big part of one of the nice things about knowing people that owned a Commodore was having a source of games that I could copy and all sorts of stuff. There was a small handful of games that my cousin had that I knew I needed to be able to play for myself. Stuff like G.I. Joe, some of the game show games, weirdly enough, and this game that we're going to fire up now, the 1983 hit Jumpman for the old C64. This is going to come blaring at us when it first loads up. We're loading a version that was packaged relatively recently in the grand scheme of things. I'll turn it down a little bit, just ever so slightly. Now, Jumpman, remember, 1983, we're looking at, a couple of years after the release of Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. And, the platformer genre was still nascent, I guess I would say. You had Donkey Kong. Before that, you had, I suppose, Space Panic. But I think with the girders and some of the style you see in Jumpman, and in fact, I think Randy Glover, the man largely responsible for Jumpman, even said that he, played a lot of Donkey Kong at the Pizza Hut and went out and bought a computer the next day. And I think you'll see a little bit of that here. This is also not the original version of the game. Funnily enough, the Jumpman, I guess, would originally be developed for those Atari home computers that I had, but I had never encountered it there. I had never heard of it until seeing this C64 version. And so for me, this has kind of become the canonical version of the game. Jumpman came up when we were talking about Space Taxi relatively recently because of the way that Space Taxi was built and how it kind of handled its levels and so on and so forth, by breaking them up into different difficulty settings and all of that. And so Jumpman does something pretty similar here. And I think that this version of the game, for whatever reason, is not loading up. Man, it's always something. It's always something with this stuff. The Commodore, you go back to emulate C64 stuff. When you go out and grab the full library, you find yourself with an overwhelming number of versions of the same game. And you're never quite sure which one to load. In theory, they should all work, but hey, so this one is billed more as the original version of the game, I suppose. And hopefully this one will just fire right up and we'll be able to play us some Jumpman. As I was saying, you know, Space Taxi was broken up into kind of 3 different difficulty tiers, but it's not the same levels over and over again. It's 3 sets of levels, you know, kind of an easy, medium, and hard on that front. And Jumpman does the same thing. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit. I do see the disk access light blinking. There we go. This is an Epix joint. You know, Epix would later on have like ties to, I mean, they had a number of games, but you know, they like the Lynx and stuff has weird lineage there with the Epix folks. We'll swap joysticks here. He's jamming, man. He's moving real fast. Hooray. It's Jumpman. You know, that's a pretty good indicator of what you're in for here. As I said, we can kind of go through, let's just do beginner. Randomizer starts with the same level every time and then just gives you random levels from the other difficulties. One of the other interesting things about Jumpman is you can set your run speed, and this is something that's more explicit in the follow-up. You'll see that run speed 4 there in the corner. Oh wait, oh no. Oh no. Okay. This default speed, oh, that's not, why is that button not working? That's supposed to, we're supposed to jump on that. Okay. One of these times, we'll be able to do this without me having to do a bunch of emulator configuration in the middle of the recording, but okay. We seem to be good now. Because even beyond the button stuff and whatever else, there's like you know, a lot of Commodore 64 games were created in Europe and you know the United Kingdom, and so they were built for PAL machines. And so when you're emulating a Commodore 64, oh no, bullets! When you're emulating a Commodore 64, you tend to, well, you know, in some cases it's just here's the version of the game I remember, but like when you got those games that were coded for PAL machines and you brought them into NTSC territories, they weren't always doing a ton of work to them in the process. So just those NTSC versions were kind of running 10 frames a second faster than they were originally intended. And so as a result, sometimes the audio would be pitched up or faster or both. And so it's kind of a weird thing. This game being made in good old Sunnyvale, California, I switched everything over to NTSC because I'm just envisioning that this was how they intended the game to be played. Now here in robots, you'll see every time we collect one of these bombs, the robots move, and they kind of move to a different position and stop. And that's troublesome here. We'll see. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's try and get both of these here and just hope for the best and go over here and get this one while we're up here. I guess let's... Oh, I think I can do that. Okay. Oof. I think I can go back too. Oh no, we don't want to... Okay. Thought that robot was going to go right where we were going. Let's go down and get this one because it'll be safe, and then we can just run on down here and we'll be okay. Each level in this game has a different gimmick to it, and you know, you'll see as we go through it here that it's sometimes that leads to a variety in gameplay that you would think that feels very unexpected. So here we've got bombs dropping instead of the normal bullets. I happen to remember that the way the level, the way the platforms disappear as you collect these bombs, it is easiest to just climb up to the top to get all of this stuff this way. You'll see that's kind of another little unique little mechanic here, is that when you hit these, when you hit the ground on these jumps here, he'll just kind of scurry up and clamber up to the... Oh, yeah, that was a dumb move on my part. Thought maybe I could scoot through, but I was wrong. Okay. Speaking of kind of like the scurrying up and down, this rope in the middle of the level here is a down-only rope. So when if I jump onto that, I'll just grab it here. He'll only go down. The other ropes are a different color, and he will only go up those ones. So you can't climb up and down them like they were ladders, which is an interesting kind of twist on the whole thing. Okay, jumping blocks. This one's devious. Now, instead of the normal bullets that just kill us, these blocks make him jump. Oh. And he will jump in a random direction when hit by the jumping bullets. And of course, they are, you know, bigger and more plentiful than the regular bullets. Oh, I thought I would. Oh, that looks like I'd grab that one. Well, we got some bombs on the way down. Okay, we'll jump over those. Okay, let's just try and... Okay, yep, this is fine. Oh, no, oh, no. Oh, okay, all right. He did not jump off the edge to his doom. Okay. Climb down here. Feeling good. Feeling good about this. I'm really worried because the fall distance is really short. And so even these little bumps here on the bottom level, I'm like slightly worried, going like, oh, if I jump off the top of that and all the way to the bottom, that might that might be too far to fall. It can be brutal in that sense. Okay, here on Vampire, we can't get that center bomb right now because those vampire bats are there. But as we collect the other bombs, they will wake up and start moving. And so once they're kind of... Oh, what did I do there? Okay. Whew. Okay, now that they're all in motion, we can safely get that top one. But let's see if we can just get everything. Oh, no! Oh, I did not make it to the ladder in time there. Okay, this will be fine. We'll just get that, jump across, and then make a break for the top there. Now, this one is devious, which it won't matter because it's the last one, so we'll just do it. We'll jump straight up. You see that right below you disappears. So if you were to jump straight up to get that one, you would die. That's the kind of game Jumpman is in some situations. A little bit of that kind of trial and error. You know, hey, you guessed wrong. Oh, this level's weird. Okay. So now I can shoot the bullets, and it's almost like a bonus stage. Because it'll just keep generating these UFOs, and I can keep killing them for 25 points a pop. I mean, might as well hang out. So, like, I can't jump. In this level of Jumpman, you cannot jump. But hey, well, you know, we can milk a few points here. You know, I think we're relatively close to an extra life. Not gonna... Oh, forget it. Let's move on. Grand Puzzle 1. Okay, this one I think can go horribly awry if you get the bombs in the wrong order. See, it's like I collected that bomb and now he's carrying a little piece of ladder. And we can build ourselves a ladder, and that's the only way to get up to those top bombs. Now, I'll tell you the secret right now is you don't actually have to get those top bombs. They are bonus. Bonus bombs. But we're going to try and get them. And I think if you go wrong in this one, like you end up accidentally disassembling the ladder instead of building it. Oh, no! Okay. Oh, so did I lose that piece of ladder? Because if so, I think we're totally boned. Yeah, we're totally boned. Actually, let's see. Let's see if we can get this last little piece, if that'll be enough. If this one gives us a ladder, will that be enough to get where we need to go? I think it might be. It was not. And also that's, you can't fall that far. Oh, yeah. So if you die holding a piece of ladder, you are completely screwed. It's fine. You know, you get decent points for collecting those bonus bombs, but we'll be okay. Oh, wait. What? Oh, this one over here. Okay. Builder. Okay. I don't exactly remember. Okay, so we get that, builds the rope, right? Actually, oh no, what am I doing? Is that it? Did I totally just jump off the edge? And that's my last life. Did I screw this up? Yep, sure did. Man, I think that's the last level in this cycle as well, so. All right, again, computer games where you're sitting right in front of a keyboard, this idea of making you enter your initials with the joystick is very silly. And it'll save those scores to the floppy disk if that's your whole thing. I mean, we're going to do the randomizer here. Just look at a little bit more of Jumpman. Robots 2. Robots 2, I believe, is always the first level you see when you do the randomizer. But then after that, it's random. Here in Robots 2, the robots just keep moving. I hit the wrong button. The jumping is not that complicated. The mapping is, for whatever reason, it wants me to hit the square button on this PlayStation controller instead of the X button. And somehow in the 20 seconds when I wasn't playing, I forgot that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, you stick to ladders. You stick to ladders. Not all the time, but if you're jumping just right, you will end up landing on the ladder, and that's not great. in some of these situations. Okay. No problem. All right, what's runaway? I'm gonna guess this is something like I can't stop moving once I start moving or something. Like he'll just keep running forever. That seems like something this game would do. Oh, no, the bombs themselves are on the move. This one's coming back. I can feel it. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I don't. Oh, no. Oh, oh. That bullet. Okay. All right. I got you now. Whew. Tricky. Tricky. I think that's one of the things I really love about this game is, you know, like every level is something weird. When you first look at it, it's got this feeling of like, I'm not really sure what the situation is here. You figure it out, you know, it's not like it's indecipherable. And being near these corners here and all these bullets, a lot of bullets. Oh, I walked off of it. Walked off of it. That's something that, you know, I think you would see that this type of variety was not necessarily unheard of in platformers of the day. You know, I think when you go back and you look at a game like Miner 2049er, which we played, you know, relatively recently, I think some of that same style of inventiveness is there, but more in the form of like, well, this level has teleporters, or, oh man. Or, you know, this like the levels themselves have like a big feature in them. Like this one's got slides or what have you. Whereas this, I feel like is a little weirder and sometimes a little more subtle. I'm not sure what happened there. We got boned is what happened there. All right, we just gotta get this last one. It'll be fine. Okay, go, 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 go. Oh, no. I like the silhouette of Jumpman when he's jumping there. I think it's a cool looking sprite for the character and stuff. Like, it is just... this is just a fantastic game. A little finicky on the jumps. I think that's something that, you know, when you go back to it, it's a little... Because, like, when you just push the jump button, nothing happens. Okay. This level is weird. Because when I jump, things explode. And I can kind of blow my way through. So if I walk off this ledge, I'll die. This is actually not... And I don't think it's actually... I don't think I'm actually digging... Okay, now I'm starting to. Well, I got that bomb. I died and got that bomb. We win, anyway. think if we jump early, we can make it down here. Yeah, it'll just be faster. And so even the... Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, because as you blow up the ground... Oh, we can't take that ladder anymore. Oh, that was not how I expected that to go when we lose. Tricky stuff on some of these levels, for sure. They're combined with the game's rules, which are unforgiving in some ways, but also let you get away with some weird slop sometimes, because sometimes you'll just jump and be like, oh, I grabbed this ledge above us and made it out okay. You know, you can kind of get away with some stuff, and it feels real good to get away with some stuff. It just doesn't happen all that often. Now, this game was issued on floppy disk. It's, you know, like 30 levels or something in the full game, you know, when you go through all the difficulties and everything. It was pretty wildly successful, and so it led to the creation of a sequel that was then issued on cartridge. And we have I have a floppy disk version of it here that will load up, and it'll hopefully just work, and we won't have to screw around. But this is Jumpman Jr. You may be... Sometimes when people are thinking of Jumpman, they are actually thinking of Jumpman Jr. It has fewer levels because it was made to fit on a cartridge. And as a result, since it doesn't... Let's go with trainers. Unlimited lives... I mean, why not? Collision off? No. Level skip? No. This is the game that ends up on a lot of the kind of plug-and-play Commodore 64, like, you know, the tiny little C64 that got put out. You know, because it's something that loads entirely into memory and it doesn't have to go back to a floppy disk, the emulation of that is just a simpler thing to deal with. We'll go with Run Speed 4 since that's the, you know, the default from the previous game. And so this is a sequel, but it's also the same game with, you know, some lightly changed sound effects and also new levels. You know, it's just here's 12 new levels for Jumpman Jr. or for Jumpman, which on paper doesn't sound all that exciting because you're like, man, the first game had like 30 or something. Why are there only 12? And you're like, oh, because this was made to fit on a cartridge, and so it's, you know, smaller. And that's the only like negative I would say about Jumpman Jr. is that it's, you know, smaller. It doesn't have as many levels. But frankly, you know, getting more levels is cool on its own. After the original, you know, 30-ish. I want to say it's 30, but oh. All right, so now here, every time we get a bomb, the fire moves to a spot that's deliberately a hassle for us. Like, hey, we're going to make sure that you have to go out of your way over and over again to make this level take just a little bit longer than it would otherwise. Real jerk move, if you ask me. But in terms of the rules of the game and how it feels and moves and everything, this is just more Jumpman. All right, let's take this one down. Oh, I was not expecting that fire to be there. And now here we are. Dead again. All right, this time we'll watch for it because, you know, it's symmetrical, right? So, oh, it's going to make us go up there. Oh, that was too... Oh, ooh. Now, Jumpman would come in different forms to other platforms. I want to say that Jumpman Jr. here came to like the ColecoVision. As I said, there's an original Atari version, which is a fine version of the game. There's a couple of neat things it does, but generally it's the same game pretty much top to bottom. Jumpman himself is not as detailed. He's like a one-color sprite on the Atari computer version. But that's really kind of the only difference, or the only downside, I guess I would say. And then there would be attempts. I remember getting so excited. It was like the early 90s, not long after I got my first proper PC, my old Gateway 2000. Apogee put out a shareware game, I believe called Jumpman Lives. And it would get pulled from distribution because I guess they thought they had the rights to put out a Jumpman game and didn't. And so Jumpman would be this thing that was largely dormant. I believe Randy Glover would say that I'm working on Jumpman 2, and he'd have a website that would be updated for a while, but nothing really ever came of that. And then came the Ouya, and a game called, I believe Jumpman Returns was kickstarted and originally released on the Ouya, and it was supposed to be released. I believe it did eventually come to PC. I was looking... They appear to still have a website up in some form. It's like... I went to the website and it was like, you can give us $8 for this Jumpman game for PC. And I was starting to do it, and I was like, this seems like a bad thing to enter my credit card into. This is like not a modern payment interface. And then I was like, go to our official website for Jumpman, and you click on it, and it's just this endless scroll of pornography. Now, like, the website has just been taken over by some porn company. And I was like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna buy the PC port of the Ouya Jumpman game today. That level's tricky. I'm surprised, you know, that Hellstones level is a mess because the stones follow you, so you can't really jump over them, and so you just kind of have to... Oh, okay, so if we walk up and down that, we would immediately die. Oh, whoa. Oh, we got shot. Oh, cool. Thanks. Great. Well, look at all the bombs we got while losing our life. You know, that's all you can hope for, really. Yeah, thanks. Oh, cool. It's like Mario Maker all over again. You know, obviously some shared lineage here to a certain extent with Lode Runner, you know, insofar as these puzzle levels are puzzles and, you know, kind of tricky. Oh, you can't get that without that ladder disappeared. That seems uncool. But I bet if you get these bombs in the right order, then other platforms appear and things happen that maybe prevent you from losing as many lives. Or maybe it's just a real MFer. Huh? A real bunch of real bunch of jerk moves here, top to bottom. We got to be careful. We can't walk off that ledge because it'll kill us. Okay, I was just like jumping out of fear now. Okay. We need to get across and get back down, I guess, huh? Okay. No. Am I doomed? I don't think there's a way down from there once you find yourself up there. I was hoping that bullet would shoot so there would not be a problem anymore, but... Oh, see, all that ladder appeared, and now you got all kinds of options. Oh, what is... Uncool. Uncool. All right, I think we at least can finish this level now. Just one death trap after another on that one. But hey, I guess if there's only 12 levels, you know, you can have a level in here where you die 4 times and still hope to make it through, huh? Walls. I don't trust that. What is that up there? Is it some kind of invisible wall? That's exactly what it is. That's not cool at all. And every time you collect a bomb, the rope in the middle changes from up to down and back again. Well, at least not all the walls are invisible. This is screwy. Okay, can I do that? And then... Oh, that was not... I waited too long and now we're paying the price. Oh, I put it in infinite lives. I was like, man, I still got 5 lives this whole time, huh? Oh, wow. Okay, all right, no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All right, Jumpman Jr. All right, Jumpman Jr. But yeah, I always loved this game. I think it's just, again, in an era when it felt like this genre was really just getting started, and computers, again, with stuff like Lode Runner and Miner 2049er, like, as much as you associate, like, platformers with consoles, well, I suppose, you know, is Lode Runner a platformer? You know, in only the most technical sense, right? But I don't know why I did that. But in games in which you are running around and doing stuff, oh man, those bullets are a real mess. In games where you are, you know, running around and doing stuff, meaning platformers, but also Lode Runner. Okay, what do we do? Okay, we can get over here. And then we can get over here. And then we can get up here. Yeah. We were seeing games with a depth to them on computers, you know, and I thought that was so awesome, you know. Because you would get arcade ports, like Donkey Kong came to the Atari home computers and it came to the Commodore 64 and all of that, but then you had games like this, you know, games like Ollie's Follies and Miner 2049er and Bounty Bob Strikes Back and Lode Runner and the 9 billion Lode Runner sequels, official and otherwise, that would spawn out of that. And Jumpman, and you'd be like, oh, Donkey Kong has 4 levels, huh? Yeah, Jumpman has like 30. And you're like, what? That's crazy. Even Miner 2049er had 10. And then that sequel they made, Bounty Bob Strikes Back, has like 25. And so it was cool to see these kind of arcade style concepts be expanded upon greatly in terms of the types of gimmicks you saw in the levels, and the number of levels. You know, the floppy disk gave them so much storage space in the day, I suppose. And it just felt very inventive. It felt like these types of games were just kind of coming out of left field all the time, and you were just inundated with really cool, but like thematically similar video games, you know, like things that felt totally unique and different to what you were seeing in arcades, but were still recognizable as like, oh, okay, yeah, it's, you know, I know what Donkey Kong is, so I know what this is, even if this is like way more complicated than a lot of the stuff we see in Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jr., pretty crazy. Got a little complicated. I mean, you know, whatever. I don't want to sell Donkey Kong short. You know, the pie factory, the elevators, the like, there's stuff going on in that game, but it's really, you know, it's 4 levels, you know. So I think Jumpman is just a great standout game of its era. And even though I came to it years later, I still found it to be a great time, just endlessly impressive with the innovative gimmicks and stuff you would see from level to level. And as a result, Jumpman and its follow-up, Jumpman Jr., easy picks for the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Maybe we will get back into a game that came out in, I don't know, the 90s at a minimum. Who knows? Maybe we'll get out of the early 80s. Who can say? I got a long list of games from the early 80s, though. I don't know. I got a lot of 90s and 2000s too, but there's a lot of great games. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.